Hey, what's up, guys? I have these 4 documents here in the PDF form. Now, it's hard for you to see them with the way it is here. You can also pause the screen and look over this stuff. Now, I had to write all this information out instead of just trying to talk about it. Sometimes I can write it out better than I talk because brain gets so scatterbrained. But at any rate, if you would like a PDF form of this, just let me know, and I will definitely be able to email it to you. My email is in my about page. Got a nice um, truck game. And if you're talking to me, I can't hear you only because he's plugged, okay? So if you say something, you might have to scream at me. I don't hear. It ain't bad till that big gust comes. You just never know when the gust gonna come. This is the tedious part, getting up here doing these little ones like this. Let me get my other rope set up. I think I'll be alright. Over here a little bit. Might want to grab you a saw, Vic. You have to. A little more. Inch by inch, cinch by cinch. That wind wasn't blowing so bad. Huh? Nah, you good. I'm gonna top this one. Go ahead and get your saw down. I took a lot of weight off there for me. I was gonna sit here and play with that one with this wind, but really ain't no use. That's the one that's swinging like a madman. And I tell you what you do too. We're gonna call it a day. I can use the pole saw. So look, you go ahead. You go ahead and get the saw. Let's cut this. I'll keep watching it. Hey, and for the sake of his yard, as less cuts as possible. Cut as big as you possibly can, 1 or 2 cuts, even if it's got a few limbs on it, and just toss it over. If you need me to come down and help you toss them, I'll toss them. I'll help you, I mean. Now this tree directly in front of me to the right hand side, this was tornado gust winds because we was under tornado warning the day before. And this was the tail end of this. This is February, maybe the 10th, 11th, I can't remember or not, up to 2020. But it was an emergency job. But I ended up, no sooner I got home, he called me back out, said, I need you to take this other one leaning toward that way. He said the root ball is acting like it wants to pull up out the ground. And so I had to come back and do that tree. And long story short, this is a customer of mine. I've had him for quite some time. My stump grinder guy turned me on to him. So pretty much all these leanings is my work from what he's telling me. It's all my work. and I had already gave him a group price as if he done everything, but priced them out like this was a little different. Plus, I don't kill people when they're my main customers. Try not to kill anybody. But the reality of it is, you still got to get paid and you still got to do the work. This wasn't a hard job. It was just really windy, and I didn't know if I would get blown out of this tree. So it was really hazardous based on the wind because this tree had just blew over. That one was about to blow over, and this one had a strong possibility of blowing over with me in it. So I had to kind of go a little fast and do a little things. And granted, I'm closer to the ground, so I knew which side of the tree to be on because if I get blown to the left, I'm be in the power lines a little bit. And it wasn't none of the power lines here would have zapped me, but you see the guy cables in the line there, so I would have been fine if it went to the left. Vice versa, if I went all the way to the right, I would have been fine because I would have hit the fence or the building, so I still would have been suspended in the air. And also, if I would have been going straight out, I probably would have still been fine because I've been like just riding it down as long as I stayed toward the back side and didn't roll around when it fell over. So again, these trees, when they're hazardous like this, it's all at your discretion, and you have to really think about what you're doing and just know from your experience what you're willing to do and what you're not. Because Vic didn't even want me to do this job, but I said, Victor, if I don't do it now, I'm going to have to do it later. Or he's going to call somebody else back out here to do it. And granted, I told him that I would prefer if I just climbed it and cut it down and cut it up and just let him come back and clean it up. And so it worked out really good. So long story short, it was $300 to cut this tree down and haul it off. But just to cut this tree down to the far right, just the first one that's leaning over there to the left, it was $300 to cut and leave because it was a lot dangerous. I had to anchor the tree, and the wind was blowing because it had way more weight on it, and the fence was, they didn't want no damage to the fence right there. This fence was damaged for the most part, although I don't do anything to harm it, but still you had to kind of work around all that stuff. So again, a $600 Friday after we had already worked that morning made another $600. So this was a $1,200 day. Very little overhead. Vic made about, and Demetrius came out and helped us too. So Vic made about maybe about $400. And out of that he paid Demetrius maybe $120. And then I made about $600 for the day. And so you can just imagine, in these jobs, you can see this will take me an hour. Took me another hour there, and this morning it only took us about 2 hours. And all the trees, with the exception of this one, was no haul off. It just cut down and go. So you can see, guys, it was just a really good day. And you don't have to overprice everything and every job that you get. You just got to know what you're doing. If you experience enough, you know. But if you don't, you don't. But you price jobs according to your experience. Some people wouldn't have tackled a job like this, especially with that wind blowing like this. You gotta understand, this wind is really blowing. This ain't like the little wind or the breeze you get, a gentle breeze when you're sitting on your porch drinking lemonade and the sun's out. This was some real wind up here. Some guys know this because they climb it all the time in some areas. But if you ain't used to it, it'll scare you half to death. It'll pucker you up. And don't think I'm not scared, and I'm not thinking while I'm up here, but at the same time, I know what I have to do. And basically what I mapped out, what I told myself, I want to cut high enough as I can get with the pole saw. High enough for me to get up here with my chainsaw. Because once I get high as I want to get, I'm about to top this tree and I'm getting down. And really, once I top the tree, the wind won't blow nothing but me and the stub, so I knew I'd be fine. But I got to get this, what I call that, with a tree with leaves on it, is got to get the sails off of this tree. And that top is like a wind sail, just like on a boat with the sails out. When that wind hits, it just blows it in that direction. And it can get furious at times. And that's why you got to understand and begin to appreciate more of how amazing trees are and how wonderfully made they are. This didn't happen by chance. These trees are sitting up here, and they're wonderfully designed. Even some of the worst ones that are hazardous, they still are ones that you have to cut them down. You still have to fight sometimes to get them down. But I don't want to talk you half to death. Finish watching the video. And again, this is part 2 in pricing a tree. I will have more in this pricing trees to make a living, because again, everything is relative to your circumstances, to your situation, to the tree job, to your country, to your area, whatever, etc., yada yada. You know what I'm saying. I won't want to get into it every single time, but you understand. And if you're a customer and you see me pricing these trees, you gotta understand everybody's price scale is different. Everybody's overhead is different. Everybody is just different. So you can get one price from one guy and one price from another guy. So that's why it's good to always get 2 or 3 estimates. I even recommend my customers to, but most of the time they just like me so much, they just use me. But I don't kill people. If I price a job high, I'll let them know, hey, I'm not trying to give you sticker shock, but this is what's involved. I'll break everything down, let them understand this is just how I have to charge it based on my circumstances. And then I go from there, and I either get the job or I don't. It doesn't, hey, it's no sweat off my back. You got to understand, I'm in this to make a money, to provide for my family. And at the end of the day, some jobs I can do them for a little next to nothing, but some jobs I have to charge. Vice versa, you will have to do the same thing, and you have to decide for yourself. But then too, you have to understand your insurance is involved, your life of your guys is involved, your life's involved, everything's involved when you're doing jobs like this. So it's a lot of thinking. It's a lot of sometimes a lot of prep work. You know, you gotta calculate things that might happen or that might not happen. So you have to put all those things into perspective when you do a tree like this. But here I go. I'm about to top this tree out, guys. I don't want to talk to you too much, but here we go. So again, guys, you can see with trees like these, again, once you get that wind cell off the top of there, it's just a matter of you just chunking down. You don't blow as bad with as far as your weight and your size on the stub. as you do when you have that big old chop sitting up there with you that has a lot of brush or limbs on it, like in these Leland cypress trees. But you can see this wasn't the biggest of trees. That's why I could charge how I charged. And you'll notice too, there's another situation that's going to arise. The homeowner over next door is actually going to call me over, and he's going to want me to come over and give him a price. But notice the price that I gave him, and I'm going to tell you why I gave him that price. Whenever you do have to price a job that where a tree has already fell, you have to understand you can't create any new damage. So as a function of you possibly creating new damage, you have to charge in case you did. So a fence panel like that is on average about 100 to 200 bucks. So I had the price for that, and then removing it and then the extra time. So you'll see. Just keep watching, guys.
coming. Give me a hand. Hey, saw thing on Bird. It's done. Yeah. Okay. Well, here you go. Pass it straight off. Might just be locked up. It's done. Treat is good. Could be that thing again. We'll worry about it later. Hey, I think there's one in the ground. Huh? One in the ground. We'll pull it. Yeah. Chain broke off. Here I come. Here I come. Hold on. Here I come. Here we come. Yes, sir.
What do you charge for taking that thing out?
Take it and haul it all the way off. Let me look real quick. Hold on. I just gotta see what it's done over here on this side. I just gotta see. I don't think it really hurt your shed too bad.
No, that's not hurt.
But the only thing I will run into is it looks like it might take this panel out. Now I'll try my best as I'm cutting to keep this wedged up to where it won't come down any further.
Yeah.
But because of this, just this one panel, if I had to clean this up for you and take it all the way off, you're probably looking at about 400.
400.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me go talk to the neighbors right there, but that's crazy. You
But
know, I go talk to my insurance.
Yeah, I'm walk over here with you. That way we can stand up. But you know that's how
how they work.
That's how they work. You know why?
That's crazy.
Because they figure trees are like community property. You know, it's just like with the leaves. Just say all those leaves that blow down here, even though you ain't got no big trees, you top your trees. But because those leaves blow down here, it ain't like, you know, it's kind of like that same concept. When a tree, say if this tree fell over there, he would be liable for it, and vice versa if his tree falls over here. So it's kind of weird, even though. But see, the only thing that you could have protected yourself from, let's say if the tree was dead and dying, but see, nobody knew Duke Energy was gonna come through and cut all the weight off the back.
Yeah.
But that kind of actually that will probably help those trees to fall further over this way because they came and trimmed all that up. So really, they're at fault. Because his trees probably were more balanced before they did that. But let's just say if his trees was dying and really dead, you wrote him a certified letter, and you had all that, you know, that's the only way you can cover your bases to where you can get any kind of compensation or sue them or do whatever. But if the tree,
I gotta clean it up. His tree. I gotta clean it up myself.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
And it sucks. I mean,
that's crazy.
I'm just really glad it was a small tree. I've seen some I'm saying I've seen some trees fall across the neighbors. And not unless the neighbor is willing to take it on, most times, and even the insurance. But see, the insurance deductible, if your insurance is $2,000, it don't make sense to pay $2,000. It's cheaper to just.
That's what I ask you. I got a 1500.
Oh, that ain't
Exactly. So I mean, this is gonna be a perfect prayer.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what I ask you, you know, what's the rest?
Yeah.
That way, kind of give me a.
Right, because really you probably like looking at about $200 or $300 per panel, so maybe about 3 or 4 panels, some posts. You probably gonna be right at about 1,000 to 1,500 with the tree. If you, I know, but so it really ain't. Yeah, it's really.
This train making too much mass on this side.
I won't, and I'm gonna try to be real careful over here. I'm trying my best, okay? Woo! Woo! Hey, cut it big, cut it big. Cut it big. Cut it big. We both over here now with the sword. Yeah, we can throw that. Yeah, me and you together. That's why I say we both over here now. Cut it in half then. We're just trying not to make too big of a mess right here for his yard, you know, because just cut it in half to where me and you both can throw it. But yeah, I definitely understand that, man. I do it all. I have to clean up a lot of jobs like this because of it. And you never can tell, but it's always on to whoever's insurance, wherever the tree falls. That's all how it normally works. Not unless they had a certified letter and they known the tree was dead for some while and they didn't take care of it. That's the only way.
So like right now, what's the thing I gotta go? I gotta talk to him. This is a pretty good guy.
Yeah,
pretty good guy, and we good.
Yeah.
But I mean, he need to knock it down. What I need to do in that, this, because I don't want to
right, no
fall
more.
down and it's gonna be more damage in my tank. You know what I mean? I gotta pay for more.
That's right. So what you do at this point is that's what you do. You get us like a certified letter. You know, we can throw that whole piece, Vic. That's what I'm saying. Can we pick? You think me and you both can pick it up and throw it? Okay, we'll cut that out. That's fine. But just write a letter. Just say, hey, since this tree fell, I'm scared about these last 10 since they all lean in my direction. Get it certified.
And you need to sign it.
And even if you don't sign it, just say, hey, these trees I think they're dangerous and they're leaning in my direction. And the wind is already blowing over on my. Since you got all the proof here. And just say, I'm just scared.
That tree right there.
Right. That looks like that's the next one. Yeah. Yeah.
We'll have to do something about it.
Yeah. And that's really the only thing you can do. I mean, and that's the only way to cover your base. That way, if it does fall later on.
Like that stump right there, I got it cut it right there, and I can push it on it.
So basically, whatever's on his side, so wherever the middle part is, yeah, you can cut wherever and the rest is his. So really, it's just like coming right down the property line, cut. Because I'm sure you built over a little bit, so you got a little more property on that side, right?
Yeah.
Maybe a foot or two.
Yeah.
So just cut wherever your property is, and then that's how that works. It's the weirdest thing. I mean, it's crazy. I know.
I'm gonna go down and talk to him. Maybe he pay you the carry that one right there. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I've seen that probably, and maybe even this cluster. I mean, but you just talk to him and then just see about the certified letter. And look it up too, because I think this is still Forsyth County. I can't remember.
This is Forsyth County.
Okay, figure out what's all involved too, because I know different counties are different. Like I lived in Davidson before. I lived in other ones, Mecklenburg and different things. So just make sure you cover your bases. I mean, that's the only thing. I mean, that's for both parties. That way you cover it somewhere, just in case if it happens again. That's the only thing you can do.
Yeah, I appreciate you telling me all that, man.
That's no problem.
Yeah.
Because I mean, and that's the thing. Because
I hope it tell you that I'm going to go down there and tell you there's one more right there. This land is pretty good.
Yeah.
I hope he lets you do.
Yeah.
You can carry that right there. And this right here, I'll just carry myself.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna say you could because if you damage your fence, I mean it don't matter because you can fix it back. Yeah. But my main cost is just getting it hauled off. That's what really the most, because it's already down, but still I have to really protect myself. Like I would have to stage something, put a post underneath there, so when I cut that off, it won't just because it's really right there in the middle of 2 panels, so it can take that whole section out. But yeah, this is something. Yeah, I would definitely do if I was you. It ain't nothing too crazy, but
And if he come and talk to you, just tell right there. That is gonna be.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's what I mean. I can run it by, but just make sure you're because
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Next week they calling for a bunch more rain and wind. It's crazy. I'll be honest with you. I got two big trees behind my house, and I do trees.
Hey, I don't like it.
I don't.
You can
Yeah,
see
I
right here.
see.
You can see
I,
this guy.
I,
I don't like it.
I got when it was
I mean,
blowing
it's good and
the
summer.
shade. Yeah,
With the
because I
shade.
got dogs. But after, yeah, when the wind started blowing, I told my wife. I said, get out that room. Yesterday when that tornado was coming, I said, get out the room. We had to run in the hallway because it was. I said, if them trees come, they coming straight through our room. And I know how to cut trees, but I just been too lazy to get them. But I gotta get them now. I'm just there ain't no leaves on them.
Let me go talk to
Okay.
Maybe come from the guy in the middle of the
Oh yeah. Just see what he says. All right. Huh. Yeah. That's what. You said this one's jabbed in the ground.
I believe so. I don't know. It might have been something on it.
Only one.
You know, see, it made fun of me, man. I text him, right?
Right.
I said, I'm in the basement. He said, man, get your butt out that basement. He said, get off from down there. And he had company too, for him with his little lady friend.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. He was like, it ain't even in Winston, but it was in Winston.
All right.
I don't know where he was.
You grab the other end. No, the other end. Or if you want it. Oh yeah. Either way. It was just the way we had. I was on. But you see what I'm saying? We grab both of them. Yeah, if you grab that one end, I'll get this one. And I can lean it over. And we can just toss it at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Go. And that way it won't be a whole lot of stuff to clean up when you come back. You know what I'm saying? Let me grab that other end. Don't drag.
My fault.
That's all right. Because even if it touches a little bit, it ain't going to hurt it. You know, it's just getting it over it. 1, 2, 3. Be a little muddy. I ain't going to do this. That's fine. Okay. All right. You grab this end, I'll grab the other end. All right. Okay. Let me get it from this end. So we both be on the same. All right. Let me get up here. 1, 2, 3. That's perfect. See, now we just gotta take it. So when you come in here with Demetrius,
I ain't coming in here.
you got to.
Oh, no.
You gotta rake it. Yeah.
Oh.
You gotta lightly rake it. But just really take it real soft. I mean, we can pick up the bigger stuff. Yeah, you got what you got to, bro. That's part of the deal. Just to make sure it ain't too. So I ain't gonna walk on too much more. That's fine. Just break a little set.
It's basically like an edge. You see everything right here?
Yeah. Break
right
it this
here,
way.
break this right here.
If he had a rake, we can do it now. But I guess we can. Yeah, let me get that saw. I'll throw it. I mean, I'll grab it. But yeah, just that's all you do. So take a rake, and you see that ain't take us long at all to do this. It ain't gonna take you no time, boss. And he gonna cut this tree himself. That's why I was telling him. I mean, it makes sense for him to do it. Cause he pretty much gonna have to fix all this. His insurance deductible's too high. He said his is $1,500. I'm like, good gracious. Yeah. Yeah.
If we do it for 1,000, we make 1,000. He still make 500.
Yeah.
It's on insurance.
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
Nah. We would have to charge $2,500. And I only charge him 1,000, and then he'll just basically get his another 1,000. He'll get 1,000, and we'll get 1,000. It's kind of weird how it works. I mean, if it's best not to do it because really you only hurt yourself because the insurance company at the end of the day, it looks like you made 2,500, but really you've only made 1,000. So that's why, yeah, that's why you don't do it. Don't even. You basically, and that's what I didn't know in the beginning. When I started helping, hey, help me out, man. Write this up with this. I charged Rio, black dude. I charged him $350, Vic. When I say this tree was a $4,000 tree, it was really a 4,000. His roof was steep. I ruined my rope. I didn't really have access to get on it. But here's the thing, though. I did tear up his house a little bit more because I was just cutting them pieces. I cut them off. Boom, they roll off the roof. Hey, $350. I just let it roll, but I charged him. I put the estimate almost $4,000. And you know he was glad when it finally came. But they was just trying. But they was trying to run game because of course the insurance company still had to come over. But I don't know, man. It was just one of them deals. It was you live and you learn. But it looks like I was gonna get that whole check, or even some of it. You know, since they're gonna pay me or however it worked out. But I should have, but that's why I just stopped doing it. Just lay it down.
Yeah, I'm gonna lift this up.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. All right, so you can see what you gotta do now. It's king. That's why I would say, man, come by yourself even.
Nah, I would. There's so much dragging involved.
Yeah, you really ain't gonna have much from right here to there. Well, you're right. I know it's coming. Two people get in here and knock it out.
The one person over there, he threw it over. The other person.
Yep. All right.
That's all I was telling D too. I said, well, D, if it was that easy, bro, I wouldn't even.
Yeah.
I said, I wouldn't even call you.
That's what he was saying too.
Yeah, I was like, bro, I was just loading it up. It's just the dragging part. It's just in a bad spot. He was like, okay.
Well, call your daddy back. See if we pick up the phone.
Nah, you straight? I told him 6 because you were with it.
Okay.
Yeah, you straight. He don't even look for that man no more.
Yeah. Wow.
So I don't really know what he's doing. I don't know. I could take care of him, I guess.
Yeah, it's easy when not to have to work when you get taken care of, you know. Must be nice. Must be nice.